Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to season 3, episode 8 of the Multilife podcast. Remember to give our Instagram a follow at multilife.pod. And now we're going to go around and say hello.
What's up, y'all? It's Anthony. Glad to be back.
What's up, guys? It's Garrett. Also glad to be back.
Hey, guys, it's Melissa Ann.
Hello, everyone. It's Spencer.
Oh, man. It's always fun seeing what the beginnings of our episodes are going to look like cuz I never have a plan when we go into these things. Like for what we have to say, much less for what I'm going to be doing with my hands. And so it's funny when you see Garrett throwing up the like 3A yeah. Anyway, I'm loving, we just always improving.
Yes, yes.
but each episode is not improv because we go straight into our review section every time. So another week, another set of releases. And so yeah, before we get into that, just as a reminder, we rate our songs K1 through K5, with K1 being dislikable, K5 being repeatable. If you want a longer explanation, be sure to check out our socials. And who's taking us away? Garrett.
No, not me. It's all Baby Monster today. We'll be reviewing CHOOM. Where do I even start? I'll start with it being a K3. It's, I feel like they should do more of their music video where like they do like the prisoner photo shoots because they look fantastic when they do the prisoner photo shoots. Like I don't
Okay.
know if y'all ever seen like those Instagram reels where it's like I bailed out a baddie and it's like they try to take him on a date after.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I Spencer knows what I'm talking about because I've
yeah.
shared a couple with him. But
Oh my
that would be so
gosh.
cool if like they did that theme. That'd be really cool. And then like
Oh my
my
god.
favorite line from the song was "Sweet and Sour Lemons Lemonade." That was
Mm.
kind of fire. Yeah, K3, good intro, good outfits, but the average.
My favorite line, and I feel like this is a pretty common thing. Like, yeah, I know we seven, but we eight.
Yeah.
Pretty cheesy. Like that's pretty cheesy. But if y'all know me, y'all know that a lot of my jokes are very cheesy. So
Aw.
I'm about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean Asa owning the spotlight as usual. Honestly, the line distribution was like more equal when I looked up than I looked it up than I expected it to be,
Mm.
because upon the first couple watches of the thing I was like, okay, like 50% of this song is either Asa or Ahyan. And I mean, those are my two favorite members, so I'm not like I'm not complaining, but I was like, okay, I was kind of expecting it to be like them two and then everyone else, but honestly, like Ruka was a bit closer than I was expecting. And anyway, yeah, I don't really have that many like in-depth thoughts about this song. I just enjoyed my time listening to it. I would give it a K4. I like the dance beat. I like um yeah, I think the like poppiness of the lyrics in the chorus are it's really nice. You just bop along with it, and yeah, I don't yeah, no thoughts, head empty, good song. That's my review.
I, the whole concept of the Choom title track, I don't know, made me think of like a Stray Kids song. Maybe because they have like Chick
Mm.
Chick Boom or something, and I don't know, it rhymes. But I don't know, I just like could envision Stray Kids doing a song like this. Very powerful, a lot of good rapping. So that would be an interesting crossover, or if they did a cover or something. Um, I rated this a K3.25. Um, not not leaning towards adding it to a playlist, but I could maybe be convinced if I don't know, watched it enough, or maybe there was like a good um music show stage that I really enjoyed that sometimes will sway things for me. I thought that I think it's the second one of the girls that pops up at the very beginning of the music video, I straight up thought was Won from I. I think it's
Mm.
Farida,
Hmm.
right?
I'm not
I
sure.
I can't picture.
Let me see if I can just
I'm picturing Won Young, and I don't see it.
I was like,
At the very beginning, like before the music portion.
Yes, when they're getting scanned, you know.
Uh-huh.
And then one of them glances over with her glasses.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
This girl,
Yeah.
or it's kind of small. I don't know. Kind of One Young vibes.
No, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I don't think you're crazy. I couldn't think of it before, but with this angle, I
think 'cause, like, look how like the full lips too. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Farida, or who is it?
That's ringing a bell, but I don't know the Baby Monster members well enough.
Okay,
to
yeah,
confirm.
me neither. Somebody in the comments tell us who that is.
Yeah, educate us, please.
Yeah, but very pretty girl. But just I was like, wait, what? Wait, oh, never mind. This is a Baby Monster video. And I thought the thumbnail was great. They did such a good choice. Like, y'all know I'm very picky about thumbnails and like how they choose them. Oh, this auto plays. Dang it. But they did a good job of it. Was Chiquita and who's the other member? Ruka, maybe? Yeah. It's just it's like an action or dancing scene. And it makes you like, oh, they're really pretty. Like, I want to click on it. Like, that's a good sign. Yeah. I don't know. Not a lot of thoughts, but that's all I have to say.
Relatable.
Interesting. We have a lot of no thoughts, just love today for this one. I would say it's pretty good. To be honest, I feel like I have not been a big fan of like Baby Monsters since probably Batter Up.
Oh, dang.
This is their literal debut, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like this makes, I don't know, I just liked this song so much for them. Just like a lot more than a lot of their other releases and stuff. To be fair though, I'd still rate it a K3. But compared to like the rest of what they released, I've enjoyed it. Like the rap parts were just amazing to me.
On this song?
Yeah, on this song.
Oh, okay.
On CHOOM, yeah. And I thought it was interesting how one of the girls, because when I watched this, I watched it with subtitles on, the English subtitles. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Most of the songs in English anyways. But one of the girls says like "blow," but it's
I noticed that too.
But it's supposed to be "blow," and I was just so confused because as soon as she said that, I'm thinking of like the kablow, kaboom, rest in peace, my granny. And I was just I was like, well. There goes the rating for like the song because every time I hear that, like my mind's just gonna wander off. So I think that's why I rated it K3. So yeah, all it takes is one word to like ruin a song. But I mean, yeah, like everything except the choruses. The chorus was good in my opinion. So. It's a good song. The entire package doesn't make it higher. So, but yeah.
Well, speaking of kaboom kablow, you know what else goes kaboom kablow? This group who has exploded onto the K-pop scene, CORTIS, with their next title track, TNT.
I was really surprised you chose this, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I looked at the other releases and I was just not that excited about them. Okay. So I was like, this one I was, I guess, the most excited about.
Okay.
First of all, how many people did they get to run for this MV? Like, I don't know how much of that was like recut. Right. Or like otherwise, reused shots or whatever. If it's the same people or whatever. Like, I'm sure they did some magic to make it
Yeah.
Like you layered one shot over another or whatever they did. Like I'm sure they did something about it because there was a lot of freaking people that were running around in this music video.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I mean, I'm sure if you held like a public, hey guys, y'all want to be in a CORTIS music video, you would probably get that many people who are like, yeah. But I don't know if the demographics. Anyway, regardless, I mean, yeah. Overall, I felt the song. It was a very simple song with a very simple beat. And especially so since it's only 2 minutes long. It's pretty inoffensive of a song. Like I thought Red Red had a bit more personality. Red Red being their pre-release that they released 2 weeks prior to this EP. But I feel like they're still both a bit of a step down from Go. And I understand. I get it. All right, Go was pretty crazy. All right, like it's very hard to reach that bar. Like I understand, but overall, I think this song was just a K3 for me. When it's all said and done, although I did enjoy it, and I feel like maybe I'll give it a 3.25 or 3.5, something like it could grow. Again, I chose it for a reason because it stood out among other releases. Like I didn't really care that much for 50/50's release or anything like that. So I don't know. What did y'all think? What was your take on this CORTIS EP?
The EP itself definitely felt like a step down, unfortunately. But I think set the bar so high for themselves. Like if this was their debut, I'd be like, oh, great debut. But I don't know. It's just the songs didn't sound as memorable to me. They all kind of blurred together, except for Red Red, which I think is a great song. And I feel like that should have been the title track. And TNT could have been
a lot of that recently.
I know.
There's a lot of just questionable decisions or just lost coin flips. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like TNT would have been taken to the next level if they fully leaned into the song structure and vibe of Carnival. Like da da da. Do you know the song I'm talking about? It's by like Travis Scott and
Mo Bamba?
No.
Or Shaq West?
What is it called? I guess Mo Bamba could be in that vein too. But
are there like No, I feel like I'm thinking of something wrong. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Where did it come on? This part. Because I felt like the chorus kind of had that melody to it, but then it was just very like rock and distorted, and they could have made it more into like this very like big, large scale booming sound.
Sure.
TNT. But they did it. And then also I thought they said who we are TNT. Why didn't they just say who are we TNT? I was like, what rhyming choice? I don't know. That threw me off. I guess the same as like the blow thing. I'm like, the rhyme was right there, and they chose to make it grammatically incorrect, or not necessarily who we are. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they're assuming there's an it's like it's who
this
is who we are. It's who we are. TNT is who we are, or whatever. But it's like,
who are we?
What?
TNT, right there.
Yeah.
It rhymes and makes sense because it's a question and answer. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Just yeah, I don't really know. I'm hopeful for CORTIS, but I'm also just like, dang, like this was kind of a letdown compared. It makes me wonder if they should have like, since the first EP they dropped was so strong, they could have like mixed up the. I'm sure they have a lot of songs planned ahead of time. So it kind of makes me wonder if they should have taken like some songs from the second EP, threw them onto the first EP, and then taken like kind of split it up more evenly so that it's not just like one EP full of super strong songs followed by a second EP with like songs that were cut from the first EP that just didn't quite make it. You know, that's just kind of how it felt like. It felt like oh, like yes, these songs are Cortis vibes, but not strong enough to make it on a debut album, right?
It's kind of like the story of like Moana 2.
What is that?
Like the context of like, because Moana, right, was a successful movie in and of itself, standalone, right? Then they were like, okay, we're going to make a Moana television show, and then they wrote the first 3 episodes, and they animated it, they put it all together or whatever, and then they were like, I don't remember the decision or like what led to this or whatever, but they were like, okay, we're not actually going to do the TV show anymore, but we would like to release a second Moana movie. And so they took the first 3 episodes of the would-be television show, mashed it together, and released that as a movie. And that was like the story of Moana 2 was built as like a snippet of a pre-planned series that was meant to be longer, more developed, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
that's such like a niche reference. Like I could,
yeah,
like that's a Moana 2 moment right there. People be like, "What?"
What can I say? I got some elite ball knowledge.
You do.
Yeah, but it feels like, you know, it could be something like that where, you know, they have a plan for something else and then things fall through for one reason or another, and they're like, okay, well, we already have these laying around, like we gotta throw them in somewhere. It's kind of like how a lot of, well, in a different way, it's kind of like how a lot of, or not even a lot, but there are a good amount of songs that release like in the present day or release in a certain year or whatever when they were demoed originally for like a completely different artist like a decade ago, and it just kind of sits and collects dust until one artist finds it and they're like, wait, and then it's like that meme that I was talking about of like the gem and the magnifying glass, and they're like wait, and then they sell 1 million records, and then it's great.
Gabriella, you know? By Cat's Eye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so anyway,
yeah, lost potential, but still a good song. Just compared to what has been, it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I completely agree with that sentiment. I feel like this group is just so good at like presenting themselves like online, on social media and everything. Cause yeah, I mean TNT was kind of a letdown, but for like some of the other songs on the EP, I mean, they just felt like all pre-releases. And then they were like, let's put all these pre-releases in an EP, and that's what they did. Because I mean, Red was good, and then you had the whole like young creator crew like kind of dance trend.
I can't really do that song. It's just
no.
Something about it just really gets on my nerves, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't have any notes for the song specifically, but for this EP release in general, because like it sounds like Cortis, but I agree with you, Melissa, and it's a step down. I guess for TNT specifically, I'd rate it a K2, and that's just because it was a little bit too slow for me. Anthony described it as a simple song, which I agree. I think it's a cool song, but it's just not something I'd musically have in like a playlist. And I don't know if that's just because I don't have a playlist to kind of down. But I don't know. Just the other songs on the EP were more interesting to me. So, like for me, there's nothing to hold on to for TNT to like make it an earworm, I guess, because there's nothing in the music video that like gives any instance of like choreography. Like Red is really memorable, like dance wise. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of sad that I've been disappointed, but I mean, they're still a good group. Like it's still good. It's not
What's telling is that I keep seeing people do the red red dance trend on Instagram, but I had not seen any TNT, like zero TNT dance covers or choreo at all.
Yeah. Well, I haven't even seen any TNT promotion through my reels. It's
Yeah.
still been red.
You know, all I've seen in my reels, a boom bada boom bada boom bada.
Oh yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. You can't hold down to the sound in the end. That's all I've got in the last few days. That's what I've got.
It's a new La Seraphim song, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like BB no money coded. Like
Oh, I hear
it's
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how the whole thing's gonna sound, but like I like Baby No Money. I like Baby No Money. I like his style, his like I like his collabs with like Young Gravy. I don't know. I like that sound that he has. And but I don't know man. It all just everything right now from Hive is kind of making me like a little like head scratch. So I'm like, I don't know. I'll wait for the whole thing to come out. I'll try not to be a hater. Like I'll try not to be a hater.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, the song K5.
Oh wow.
But
Oh my
honestly,
God.
I don't even remember how Go went, so I can't. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh.
Because when I think
Dang.
of Go, all I can think of is Jump by Blackpink.
Well, they also have a song called Go, so.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of blanking on their previous song, but it was Melissa Ann pretty much said what the similar song, kind of like an underground chant or like great for listening at night. I like the MV a lot actually. It's just a different take, and like the delinquent style. Or they said it was based off like true events when I was looking in the comments, or like idols getting mobbed or like rushed over to when they're out in public. So it was interesting to see their take on that, or like what it would kind of feel like. But it was definitely creative. I thought it was a great, I don't know why, but considering it was a 3-minute music video and the song was only 2 minutes, I thought it was even more creative that they added a 1-minute credit scene with really no music.
They're like, we need more revenue. We can't just have 2
Yeah.
minutes. Like,
Yeah. And then they had, you were talking about, you were wondering how many people they had. Well, like, they had all those people listed in the credits scene, so
Did they?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't. I stopped after after the 2 minutes. I didn't even watch the rest of the music video. I can't even lie to you.
So you don't watch credits at the movies?
I mean, unless there is a post-credit scene, but no.
There was?
Was there?
No, there wasn't.
Hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm like, I thought this was, I didn't know this was Marvel. I didn't know we were out here, balling out.
And then I like that. I don't know if you got to the part, but where it said they were directed by idiots in CORTIS. So I thought that was pretty funny. So, yeah, K-pop.
Good. Well, you made up for our low scores.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna talk about a whole different group now. aespa, whole different animal. They're pre-released featuring G-Dragon for their upcoming album Lemonade, which I'm super excited about. Wow, like when I opened the Reddit post for this, it was so much hate, so much like, it's so disappointing. Like this should be the biggest collab in the world, but like this is just such a letdown. Blah blah blah. So I was like, oh my gosh, like SM just fumbled so bad. Like how can you mess up a collab with G-Dragon, which is so rare considering that it's like not only is it G-Dragon, the king, one of the kings of K-pop himself, but he's from a completely different company and with an active girl group. Like like it's just like wow, like they made that happen. And so how could they fumble it? And I listened to this song and the song is amazing. The song is K5. so good, and the music video is so weird but so satisfying at the same time. I don't even know how to describe it. And it's kind of weird that I like Whole Different Animal so much because I usually am not a fan of sing talking with like lack of melody, and they do sing talk a lot in this song, but for some reason all the girls just make it work, and that makes me appreciate it so much more because I'm like they took something that I would normally not like and made me like it, and that makes me love it. Um just aespa are so talented with the way they, and I've talked similar, I felt like what I liked about Karina's solo, not Up, what's the other one?
Uh,
The
Good Stuff?
schoolgirl one. Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Good Stuff.
Mm.
And I've raved about Good Stuff on this podcast before, and like what I liked about how Karina manipulated her voice and her inflections and all this thing to make the song just sound so perfect. And I feel like all the girls were doing what Karina did in Good Stuff here on this one song, Whole Different Animal. And so it's very hard to pull off sing talking in a way that makes things continue to sound interesting, but they did it. And I love how weird the music video is. It's so creepy and like strange, but it fits the vibe of the song so well. And I love G Dragon's rhyme scheme as well. He said several different, I don't have the lyrics pulled up, but he had several different phrases that rhymed with Whole Different Animal. So it sounded like it, but he was saying something completely different. I thought that was very, very clever. I wish I could see them perform this live together. That would be epic. Um, but yeah, now I'm so, I think like this song single-handedly has made me a bigger fan of aespa because as soon as this song came out, it was K5, or it was K4 at first, then it was K5. It grew on me after I watched the music video. And then I started adding other aespa songs to my playlist. And like that rarely happens where I go back into a group's discography and add them to a current rotation playlist, but they made me do that. So I am what I am becoming a more of a my, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I forgot their fandom name for a second, but yes, more of a my.
Mhm.
Excellent. That's great.
Kyle's gonna be proud.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Although he didn't like Whole Different Animals, so
Yeah. I would rate it a K4. I
okay.
think, to be honest, I think you raving about it like upped my rating because I don't know. I feel like I have the same kind of feelings as TNT when it came to this song. Like my initial listen and kind of like what my notes reflect is like it's a really cool song, but I just don't have a playlist that this would like fit in.
Oh.
So,
How about
but
most
it
repeated best song ever playlist?
yeah, I just need a song or I need a playlist that says a playlist for which I have no playlist for or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know. Like K4, the music video was just amazing though too. Like I think my favorite scene from the music video is just where like the four of them are having their faces morphed into each other like one after another. Um so yeah, that was really cool. And then it was just kind of cool to see them make use of like a green screen because like if people were to see that they're like, oh, they forgot to render this video or add a background or something. But uh I mean they just make it work so well. And like I agree with you, Melissa, and I think this song kind of put them back on the radar for me because
Mm.
I just wasn't a big fan of um like Rich Man. Dirty Word was that their
Mm-hmm.
last one.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, no, this was a great collab and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought there was a really cool mix of shots in the music video, like how it goes from like they're like handheld, like Steven Spielberg-esque shaky cam shots. They're like it's mixed with like professional close-up like headshots. There's mixed with shots where like you were talking like the members were like kind of morphing into each other, like the faces kept going. There was that one shot of of Corinna, where it goes from her face and then it pans to the back of her head and it's just her face again.
Mm-hmm.
The Yeah, it's just a really cool style. Yeah, of shooting the MV. They had like fish eye lens shots. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff. Really cool. The opening shot with or one of the opening shots with like the raven chasing the girl on the scooter. I thought that was really funny. Yeah, the chorus was like the fact that the chorus was just so low key was pretty cool to me, because I got like halfway through the song and I was like, okay, when are they going to do the chorus? I was like, we've just got like we've got verse, we've got like, you know, a little this, a little that. I'm like, I don't really know where we're at. And it took me another listen to really like understand the song like structurally, because it kind of subverted my expectations in a few places, which is cool. I thought that the G-Dragon feature was actually like really well done. I think that he fit the vibe of the song like perfectly, didn't step his welcome or whatever. Like, I think that that's kind of a balance that features have to have, right? Is I think sometimes the feature will just be the chorus. Like, sometimes the feature artist is doing the chorus every time. Sometimes the featured artist does like a verse or something like that, right? And there are other times where I feel like the featured artist feels like it's their song, and it can feel like they're kind of stepping over the boundaries a little bit, and maybe being in places where they're maybe not as welcome, or they shouldn't be. They believe they're trying to make it a better product and they're doing whatever, but I feel like, you know, a featured artist sometimes has a role to fill. And in this case, I think G-Dragon filled it perfectly, because he's, you know, an incredible artist and can, you know, is capable of these kind of things, and you know, he proves it time and time again. So it's really cool. I think it's really funny that they added the dance move from the Nick Wilde meme.
Yeah.
And I like them playing that up on social media. There's like one meme that it was like Giselle. The meme was like when they're trying to take a picture, and Giselle was like,
"Oh yeah."
Yeah.
It was just like, so funny. Yeah, I give the song a K4. But you know, I think the aespa girlies are doing a great job, and like you said, I mean, with such a big collab, it's unfortunate that it has the reception that it has, but I mean, you know, you can't please everyone, and but yeah, I agree. I think they did a good job with this project, and I'm excited. I think aespa are touring soon? Question mark. I can't tell. There's so many tours that are being announced right now, and there are so many tours that are canceling, because I wanted to go see Idol, but Idol decided nope, we're not coming. So great. Anyway.
Oh, did you see they canceled the rest of that? Okay, so last episode we talked about VVS, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so we talked about that tour where it was like actually a boy group called VVS, and they were, I think the girl group they were touring with is called like B Hours or something like that. But they canceled the rest of that tour, and
Wow,
yeah, like pretty recently. So
that's pretty crazy.
Dang.
but I mean, like their VIP. Did we talk about how much their VIP tickets were? It was like really expensive.
Yeah.
And then, oh, you know what's funny though? In the comments of the post saying the tour was canceled, somebody brought up that if you add up the monthly listeners for both groups, I think it was like around 500. 500 monthly listeners for both.
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, no, VVS has like over 1,000 or like tens of thousands or something. And I was like, yeah, because we're looking up the wrong VVS. Like, I didn't say that, but I was like, this is why there's so much confusion.
Yeah. I bet you had like a whole bunch of people that purchased tickets, and then once they found out, we're trying to like refund it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. That's crazy.
Yeah, they were gonna be in Katy. Katy is such a random suburb of Houston.
Yeah, the World Theater Auditorium.
And I looked it up, and it's like folding chair. It was. Yeah, no,
they have a place in where my old company was in Maryland. It's like not even in like Baltimore or anything, like in a major city. Wow. It's just, they're like, yeah, we're pulling up to Rockville. I'm like, okay, all right, bet. yeah, the yeah, it's kind of it's unfortunate. They're like, yeah, due to multiple circumstances beyond our control, current high cost of airline tickets, logistical complications, lower than expected ticket sales. So,
You
I
should
don't
feel
know.
bad for the groups because they've probably been
Yeah.
hyped up this whole time, thinking like, "Dang, like we actually have an international
Pat,
tour.
we made it.
We
We made
made
it.
it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like everybody's like hating on them because of this, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean everyone like all the posts that I see about it are of like the when I look at posts of the tour being announced, everyone's just like, this is like random, isn't it? Like these guys have like 5 songs combined. They haven't
Yeah.
released anything in
Yeah.
2 years. In fact, they have less than 500 listeners combined on Spotify. This
Yep,
user points
yep.
out. This for comparison, my mate's in a band at uni, does the occasional pub gig, and still has more monthly listeners than VVS. I don't think he's thinking of doing an American tour anytime soon. Yeah, VIP tickets close to 300. Nearly half
Yeah.
tickets are $100. Only the back few rows are 20 in Houston. In
Yeah.
Detroit, all tickets were above 60, with the majority over 100.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like I don't know who has the like I don't know if people are just putting up capital and the group is like, okay, bet, like let's make something happen if you're gonna put up the money, and then nothing happens because of course nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of some other current economic events. But anyway. Yeah. Garrett, what'd you think?
I don't really got nothing for this. It was K3 for me, so
Oh.
I just liked the music video. I thought it was an interesting take. Lyrics didn't really stand out to me. Not my type of animal.
I kind of want the same animal, actually, as it turned out.
Well, the K-pop industry had decided to unite around using this one word for their title,
Oh.
That's
for their
facts.
title tracks.
They're
and
all
it's
bangers.
Pose. Yeah. Our next song to review, Pose by Unite. I'm not gonna lie to you, Melissa Ann. When you had the list of songs, I
Yeah.
thought this was gonna be Pose by Close Your Eyes,
Oh,
not by
that
Unite.
was last. That was
yeah.
last episode.
Yeah, I
I
know.
think.
So
So you were
I was
confused.
like, yeah. Well, because I don't. When I read the bullet points for like the songs to review, I just look at the name of
Oh.
the song, not
Oh.
who sings it.
Yeah.
So that just kind of went over my head when I was like, oh, this is the other group. But I'm glad this was on the list because I actually think this song is better than Pose by Close Your
Oh.
Eyes. And to be honest, I wonder where this group has been because like I remember them debuting like really strongly, but like when I was looking at Unite's artist page, 46,000 monthly listeners, I was like, damn, dude, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know they've like lost members and have like I guess kind of restructured, but I always thought that they had pretty strong releases, but the strong releases that I'm thinking about are from 2022. So it's been a while, but I'm
Yeah.
glad they came out with this song because they're back on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rate it a K4. I just thought it was like such a fun and groovy like instrumentation. I realized I'm still not over kind of like a house electropop genre because this song reminded me so much of my number one song from 2024, which is Overthink by Key.
Mm.
And I just wish I heard more of this, I guess, sound from mainstream groups. I mean, we've heard it from VV Up, have kind of had their
House party.
yeah. And I think I remember us all kind of raving about that song. So
Yeah.
I love this song. It was really good. The lyrics were fun. I think we just need more groups to take on this sound.
Yeah, I've known about Unite since they've debuted. And so I was also kind of like watching the music video. I was like, wait, like something is missing. And then I realized that like InSong has been on hiatus since last year. So I was like, okay, that makes so much sense. And it just like makes me wonder if like, oh, sorry, is that me? Speak more into your mic. So
No, sorry, I was
Oh.
I was talking to Spencer.
oh, okay,
Uh-huh.
sorry. I just saw that message pop up.
I
Um,
didn't see that either. So am I still quiet?
No, you're fine. I mean, it's kind of comes and goes, but
Oh, well, too late now.
yeah.
um, I was like, okay, that's why, because InSong was in X1, right? If I'm remembering correctly. So he is like the most famous out of the. Yeah. He was a former member of X1. He debuted as a solo artist in 2020, and then he was part of Unite. Um, so I was like, yeah, I mean that makes sense why like they're probably struggling is because their most famous member is not even in the group, is not even able to participate in group activities right now, which is a shame. But I mean, it was such a strong song. Like I would rate this a solid K3. Um, the music video was very creative. It was kind of I noticed the rating was like all, but then there were a few scenes with the eyes like rotating and like a third eye on his forehead. I was like, this is
Yeah.
creepy. Like I
Yeah.
would not show this to any kid.
Yeah.
I would have rated it like 12 or something. I don't know what the numbers are usually, but I feel like it's usually like all 12, 15, and then like 19 or something. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was like I like the color grading was really pretty. There was like a graininess to the film, which gave it another level of artistry. I had listened to the whole EP or skimmed the EP before this we chose it for the podcast, and I didn't think Pose was memorable at the time. But then because I had listened to it for the podcast, I was like, wait, this is really good. So now I really want to go revisit the rest of the EP because I was like, yeah, I probably just wasn't paying enough attention or something.
Yeah, this is my favorite release of the week for sure.
Oh, nice.
I thought that the lobster dude was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, super fun dance beat, like a super infectious chorus. I really don't have anything to complain about at all
Nice.
about the song, really. And yeah, Spencer was saying, about the frequency of this song title, but I'm just like, what is it with the songs and sounding good? They're bangers. I'm
Yeah.
like, this song, Posed by Luna, Posed by Lightsome, Posed by Red Velvet. Like, I can go on. Like, these are bangers. Yeah, I gave this a 4.5. K 4.5.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, really good song. I completely agree with Spencer about the genre needing to be tapped into more, because yeah, it's a good piece of work. Not piece of, oh my god, it's a good work / piece of music. It is not a piece of work. They did a good job.
For me, I gave the song K4 as well. I think Anthony pretty much summed up my entire notes with just the dude mimicking the lobster. And then later in the video, he dropped some fire rap bars. I think
That's
I don't
my
know
guy.
if that was actually the same guy, but it looked like the same guy. The chorus and music video were good, so but I don't have much notes for this. But when I first saw Melissa Ann put this on, I thought for some reason I was like "Unite" by Posse, but that was nice.
Dude, I thought the same thing. I was like, Young Posse. Like, what's going on?
I know, but I was like, "There's no young in it. It's just Unite." So I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
guess that's the." I didn't even know. Yeah, I just thought it was Young Posse, so I was like, "Oh well."
My brain did the same
back and
thing.
forth.
Uh,
All All
Yeah,
right.
we're
Well,
just showing how illiterate we are when it comes to looking at the music list. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I think that wraps up our song section, and now we're going to transition into our discussion section, which is should K-pops create diss tracks about each other? And you know, I guess I've had this idea of like for as a discussion topic for a while, but I feel like considering the current climate of like I guess kind of the nature of fandoms and how they interact with each other, this is probably not the best idea like ever. Like it would just be
What
fueling.
makes you say that? Why would you say that? I can't think of a single thing that could go wrong.
I couldn't even laugh and joke about the fact that Suga, I misheard Suga say, yeah, we're just gonna like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my
I
god.
just feel like this would be fueling like more hatred towards like other groups.
yeah.
And but I think instead of doing like whole diss track, like maybe I mean even in Western artists, like in songs there'll be like subtle remarks.
Yeah.
And I wonder if like little remarks like that would be picked up or even be appropriate in like a K-pop song. Like maybe it would be kind of funny and hilarious if it was like if you had K-pop like a K-pop sound. Like imagine like Kiki or Gira's that had like a subtle diss to Baby Monster, for instance, or something. But they did it in like such a happy, like whimsical way. Like something like that would be so funny or just stupid, but I don't know. Yeah. So I guess yeah, my question, should we even have diss tracks like about should we keep it within companies
So
or
I think
across the industry?
I think we have to start with like how are diss tracks made and portrayed in Western music. And so the one that I'm familiar with the most, because I know that a lot of dissing happens in like the rap scene.
Yeah.
But I don't keep up with the drama there. But like one that I was very familiar with was Taylor Swift's response to Charlie XCX's song "Sympathy Is a Knife." On her latest album, she released a song called, oh goodness, I'm actually forgetting what Taylor's song was called, and it's like very similar, I think. Hold on one second.
She's not a Swiftie, guys.
Actually Romantic, I believe, is the one, because it's also in reference to, oh, I was like, what's playing? That's my I was like, what's that? Yeah, it's my phone. So that one is like a diss against Charlie because she thought that Charlie was dissing her. But I think she completely missed the point that it's not, Charlie's song is not about her at all. So it's just like you're just being really like sensitive.
You're
and
telling on yourself.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but like, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like, I just don't think Korean groups and K-pop idols are outspoken enough about their beef and their opinions about other people to even like get people tuned in to like, oh, this will happen, or like whatever. Because like I'm just thinking of like famous beef in K-pop, and like the one that I think of the most is like Jimin and Jonghyun. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that one. Jimin from BTS and Jonghyun from Twice. There's like multiple like, it's like this huge theory that they hate each other because like every
Interesting.
interaction they just like don't look at each other. They have like the most like stern expression towards each other. Like you can just look up Jimin Jonghyun beef and like you'll find so many videos.
Don't mind if I do.
And so people, the theory is that like Jimin dated one of Jonghyun's friends and it didn't go well, and so they broke up. But like nobody knows. Like neither of them have ever addressed this theory that has been going on for years now. And so like if they came out with a diss track, it would be like monumental, but it would also be people would be like, "Oh," the average listener would be like, "Wait, what?" Like you'd have to be like in because none of them have made a statement about it. So, anyways, whereas like in Western music, they're like in interviews, they'll be like, "Yeah, like I hate how she said this," you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. So here's how I'm thinking about this and framing this, right? Because diss tracks can serve, like, they can take a lot of different forms. They can serve a lot of different purposes, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm thinking about, you mentioned rap, and I'm like, okay, there are a couple of different, because there are diss tracks that are just like, they are diss tracks for the sake of being diss tracks. Like, they want to start beef, or they want to address like personal beef, or they're just like, they think that you're put on a pedestal and that you should deserve to be taken down a notch, or whatever, like what have you. I'm thinking like Machine Gun Kelly, like putting out Rap Devil is a diss track against Eminem. And then Eminem came back and released Kill Shot, which was a diss track back towards Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh,
and it's
shoot.
like, so they released full tracks where the tracks are fully specifically about a person. They're listed by name, like it's the very specific grievances are being listed and like this kind of thing. Then there's other stuff like, I'm thinking about like how Kendrick and Drake's beef got started.
Yeah.
Where it didn't like there was because it first was started of like, there was a mention in some, I don't remember whose song, but some song made a reference to the big three of rap being Kendrick, J. Cole, and was it Drake? Maybe also Drake. But anyway, so yeah, I think it was Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, and they were references the big three. And then in a song with Metro Boomin and Future, Kendrick Lamar, in a feature on that song, has a line where he says, "F the big three, it's just big me." And so it's like a single line in a feature where he references another song and is like, I don't care about y'all's opinions of who the best rappers are. I know I'm on another level, and I don't even deserve to be compared to y'all because I'm out here doing my thing and I'm doing the best, and I like all that kind of stuff. And that obviously devolved into very specific diss tracks that got passed between Drake and Kendrick, and that, resulted in the however many years, like a year and a half, 2 years of Drake kind of stepping out of the public eye because he kind of got decimated by Kendrick. And then I think of another thing where I don't know if y'all know about the Sidemen, who are like a YouTube group out of the UK. They got their original fame off of making like FIFA content on YouTube, and then they turned into more of like just social, like the way you'd think of like the Phase House or something like that, where they're just making content, and that's how they build their audience and that kind of stuff. They had and it's like 7 friends, like very, very close friends that have kind of, I don't know if they've grown up together, but they've been friends now for, going on 2 decades. And so they're like close knit, and their lives are very intertwined and that kind of stuff. And they had a series of months and maybe up to a year where there were different people in the group who had beef with other members of the group, and they would also refer to like very specific things like drug use and things like that kind of stuff in their real lives. And so it had like this element of truth to it, and that it seemed like there was a bit of airing out, but it felt like in reality the virality of these clips were giving them a lot more clout and just making a lot of money. And so it was more just to stir up the drama, make people pick sides, bump up engagement, and everyone gains because we're all making money, and we're all like, it's all in kind of in the same sphere, right? And so I think about that, and I'm like, okay, if I'm thinking about how these things would take shape in the K-pop, like in a K-pop context, I'm like, I feel like play beef, like within company beef, would be very funny and like could be profitable if done well. I'm thinking if Nmix and Itzy had beef and they were like little shots or whatever in the rap section of their song. I know it, and it's kind of different because of just how K-pop is structured, and like there's a theme with the comeback and a message, and like these kind of things that are typical. And I don't think that having beef or a diss in that is necessarily going to be the easiest fit or the easiest thing to explain away or what have you. But I think that would be very entertaining. And I agree. I totally agree with y'all that just with how fandoms are in Korea or in the K-pop sphere and in general, having something like a diss scene and a pattern of behavior in that, I think it would be the end of Korean civilization. I think that there would be riots in the streets. I think we're having some head-to-head combat.
Well, K-hip hop has a diss scene though, so it's like
Yeah. Okay, but we can claim that the scales are different, right?
True.
Like I'm thinking if there were genuine beef like in IVE and aespa songs between like Wonyoung and Corinna, like I think that would genuinely cause conflict, like societal rift, like at some capacity. Like I do believe that. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic, and I don't literally think that there would be like civil unrest, but I do think you would have like bar clashes and that kind of stuff from people who just feel a little too strongly one way or another. Anyway, so I guess all in all of what I just said, I think it's a bad idea, but I think it would be really entertaining.
I'm thinking of them like picking at each other's like what you said, like minor grievances, right? So like. If it's like Itzy and MX, it's like, yo, cut me a line at JYP's cafeteria. I hated that. Or like, I remember, so Islet and Hypen are in the same label. And so Nikki apparently has like a specific brand of water that he prefers. And so he gets like the water bottles delivered to the company's practice rooms or something like that. And the Islet girls were told like, never drink that water. Nikki will get so angry at you. And so then when one of the members of Islet got to interview Nikki and another Enhypen member, she was like, oh, like, yeah, we've been told not to drink your water because like you might get really angry at us. And he's like, what the heck? Like, no, like y'all can drink it if you want to. Like, it's fine. So I'm just thinking of like that, like little things, just like, oh, you drank my water.
Garrett, do you have any thoughts?
I think it'd be cool if there were like if you post on Reddit, like you were gonna write like a diss track towards like different groups, like between two different people. Like if you had fan made diss tracks towards each other, that'd be like a lot funnier. Like I don't remember what group did it, but it was always like back in the early 2010s, it was like Beethoven versus Mozart, and they would do
epic rap battles.
Yeah, like between K-pop groups, that'd be pretty cool. So like they wouldn't necessarily start it, but like their fandoms would start it. And
that'd be pretty funny.
You would just put like a Reddit post and be like what could I diss on about this group? And then like you have another person, like just the fandom, like basically creates the diss track. That would be pretty cool, but I feel like they may talk too much about like beauty standards or whatnot.
Oh yeah, like pointing at looks. Yeah,
and it would be like being more like nitpicking rather than like because I don't know.
The dating rumor allegations in the diss tracks would go crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then like you have like some idols who are like filthy rich, and they'd probably be like big. But then I was thinking if you had like BABYMONSTER like create like diss tracks or whatnot, and they get picked on, then you have like Blackpink like a older group within like the same company like create a diss track to like back you up like a big sister, like big brother kind of thing. So then like how do you compete against Blackpink? So then like you have like another like big name label try to go after them. I don't know.
That sounds so messy.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we'll wrap it up here. But thanks again for listening to our episode. And remember again to follow us at multilife.pod, and we'll see you next time. Bye.